Okay everybody, so I said I was going to do another video, and I'm actually just going to show you this amazing fish. This is Chilean sea bass, and I mean it's absolutely just gorgeous. Very easily, I can always tell in the store if they have some of this, because it's the only one that has this little peppery speckled skin to it. And I usually pull the skin off, but I don't know, I guess I'll leave it on for this. I'm gonna broil this fish, super easy, but just gonna marinate it real quick. And in my little marinade blueprint, I asked for simply some oil and some acid, which would be either like a citrus juice or a vinegar. In this case, I'm gonna use some fresh squeezed OJ right from my mom's tree, and my oil's gonna be butter, and then I'm just gonna put some salt, pepper, garlic, and I'm gonna use one special herb, and that's gonna be basil. So it's super simple, nice little easy thing to do for if you're gonna marinate up you could marinate. I could have done this ahead of time and marinated it. I'm just gonna actually just throw it on there and then throw it under the broiler. But you could also do that with chicken. I'll marinate something in a Ziploc bag, same kind of, just a basic, an oil, an acid, and some seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic. Easy peasy. So, and then I'm gonna do I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna rice some cauliflower, because I usually I like to put fish over rice, and this is just something simple that you can eliminate a bunch of carbs. I mentioned that in the other, a reference to that in the other video that I did earlier today. But so very simply, you could do melted butter. I'm just gonna actually just put the pats right on here. Because this is kind of how I roll. I always try and build a little more flavor. So I'm gonna add a little salt, just on the patties themselves, or on the fillets. And I'm just gonna actually put a teeny little bit of garlic too, just because I'm a real huge garlic fan. But I'm actually going to slice up just real tiny thin slices of real garlic. I have these peeled cloves, and I'm just gonna slice them just super little thin, thin little slices on the edge of the knife. And I'll place those on the fish. And I'm gonna put, in the blueprint, it asks for a quarter cup. This is a quarter cup of butter. Now, and I go generous with this, but this isn't real butter. This isn't real butter. This is actually a little over a pound of fish. So the recipe calls for a pound. But, so you could marinate a pound of chicken. I throw it in a Ziploc bag and leave it for a day or two. Yummy. Just does good. But this product, shout out to this product. This is Miyoko's Creamery. And this is just to me, if I can't have real butter, this is the next best thing. I love it. And I'm gonna put about a quarter cup of OJ in here, about 3/4 in here. So I'm gonna bring it down. And I'm just gonna pour. See, I got going here. We build it up. We've got a little bit of the butter and the garlic on there. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour that as such. So then I'm gonna I've got a handful of basil leaves here, fresh basil leaves, and I think I showed you this before if you saw that video, where we just roll it up, put the biggest one underneath, roll it up, and then you just, like a big old cigar, and then I just slice it real thin. And that's called a chiffonade, where you have just a nice little, I just place it on top. I may have a little too much here. Just enough where you get that basil-y flavor in there. I think I'll save these for something else maybe. And then I'm just gonna take, I've got a little oddball tiny little orange. I'm just gonna take a little zest and zest this. See how it just peels up real nice. And put a little zest. Okay. And then I'm gonna take this little orange, cut a few little slices. And then, if you'll see, I'm just gonna place a few of these slices on here. And then I'm gonna broil it. So, these are actually pretty thick fillets. Usually I get them cut about this, but I actually got these at Costco. They sold them way back in the day. This is my favorite fish. I mean, if I could have anything, well, okay, I may not be totally truthful. My favorite fish is grouper, but you can't get that pretty much anywhere but the Caribbean. So if I'm on a cruise or I'm down in the Bahamas, I order grouper. Anyway, so I've got this cleared out. What I'm gonna show you real quick is how we do the cauliflower rice. So I basically just peel off these, I leave this head. And normally I'll cut this down the half and then cut out the centerpiece, but I'm gonna need that centerpiece to use, to hold on to while I grate it. So I'm gonna take my grater, I'm gonna put it on the largest one. It's so simple. Now, if you go buy this much cauliflower, okay, in a little bag of riced cauliflower, it's gonna be like $5-6, which is stupid. So I think this was like $2. And you'll get more this way too. So I have my grater, and I'm just gonna take my head you're gonna have a few little stragglers that are, larger, and, I'm skilled at this. I'm kind of used to it, so. But as you can see, that's the consistency. And it cooks up just like rice. Now, how I cook that, I'm gonna need a little more because we've got the gang coming over. But I merely put that in a saute pan, and put it on high heat with a little bit of some water, maybe about a quarter inch of water, maybe not even that, and just put it over and steam it in that water. You don't really need a lot, especially if you put the lid on. And then it cooks up just like rice. Just gotta keep your eye on it. It takes like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. And there we go. So there we go. Hang on, let me grab my pan. So that goes in the broiler. Take my steamed cauliflower, my cauliflower rice, a little water, steam that up, and at the same time, I'm gonna put some Chinese pea pods in there. And if you wanted to add a little color, you could put like get some little red pepper and put some little strips in there, and that would just be, beautiful. So maybe I'll do that. Anyway, there you go. You know what the broiler is, hopefully. One thing you want to do is just kind of check on it, because the basil will, it'll burn a little bit. And sometimes what I do right before is just maybe put a little bit of orange juice back over that again, so it gets a little more moist so it doesn't burn. but you just want to get that consistency. So it'd be, I would say, on a low broil, especially because these pieces happen to be pretty thick. And this is a fish, it has to be cooked all the way through, and then it'll start. How you know a fish is done is when it flakes, when you take a fork. So I'm gonna say 10 to 15 minutes. And I mean, it's so hard to say because everybody's ovens and their broilers, all their appliances are calibrated differently, you know. So that's, you know, that's why you got to kind of figure this stuff out, so you get good at trying to extrapolate what the recipe says. All right, well, enjoy. Hope you guys can. This also, you don't need this. You could work any kind of sea bass. Cod would work. Yeah, it would be really lovely on cod. This fish just happens to have a very high oil content. Oh, by the way, you know how everybody says eat fish high in omega-3s. You know, this has a lot of natural fats in there that's good for you. So that's where I'm getting my fat for today. That and the fake butter. It's not fake. It's actually really good. I think this one's made out of this Meat Gios program. Coconut oil, cultured cashew milk, cashews, filtered water, little sunflower oil, and organic sunflower lectin, which is a little bit of a thickener. It's natural though, and sea salt. So all of that is legal for me. And if it's legal for me, trust me, it's legal for you. Except maybe salt, if you're one of those people that has to worry about salt. I'm very fortunate that I don't have that issue. Being a chef, that would be woo. But I do have, there are substitutes. So if you're in that position, send me an email, Donna Meals at Wise Life Consulting, and I will return to you some ideas on what you can do to lower your salt. Okay? Thank you very much. All right, bye-bye.